The Google Pixel Fold after a year of use, and the main word you're going to be hearing during this video is frustration. And why is that? Well, you don't have frustration for products you don't have high hopes for. Products that you know are bad, or they're just happy to be there, or they're lucky they could chew gum and walk at the same time. All those things that have low expectations that either overachieve or you knew they were going to be garbage going in. That's something that you just kind of dismiss and you put out of your mind. Frustration comes into play when you know the device is good. You know the device could be good. And you know the device could be a heck of a lot better if Google had a clear direction with the Pixel Fold from the beginning. I'm a New York Rangers fan, okay? Just eliminated from the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm not frustrated if the team were overachieving and shouldn't have been there in the first place and they were maybe the 8th seed and they barely squeaked into the playoffs and got to the Eastern Conference Finals. I would have been excited. But that wasn't the case with the Rangers. They were a very good team that had a bad series, and they probably should have been going further than they actually went. That's when frustration comes into play, when there's expectations that aren't met. And when it comes to the Pixel Fold, there are expectations that I had for this device that were not met, and still are not met. And unlike the Microsoft Surface Duo, that after like a year or so, Microsoft was finally able to come around and make use of the form factor and make use of the screen real estate that it had on the inside of the device. I don't have that confidence in Google to come around after a year or two and bring this up, bring the Pixel Fold updates and capabilities that'll really get the most out of this form factor. I don't have that, especially given their track record. And you already can see it. The Pixel Fold 2, if it even comes out, is going to have a completely different form factor, it seems, than the original Pixel Fold. So I cannot really see them, after they've abandoned a design, coming back around and giving capabilities to the landscape form factor on the Pixel Fold. So let's talk about that landscape, number one. Really great, okay? When I saw this, and I forget the name of it was one of the Oppo Find foldables that had kind of the squatter design with the landscape on the inside. I thought, this is great. It's going to be essentially a Microsoft Surface Duo software experience, but it's going to just be a true foldable with the crease in the middle. And even when I saw the crease at first, I'm like, you know what? Okay, I could live with it kind of being the book form factor a little bit, with the hinge being slightly not 180 degrees or whatever. That I could live with if they take advantage and make it two distinct software experiences, or allow two distinct software experiences on either side of the screen. That has not happened. And now I hear, well, app pairs are in the beta 2 for Android 15. It's been over a year. Why are we talking like it's 2017? It's 2024, and we're still talking about app pairs not being on this device. That's inexcusable. That is bizarre. The OnePlus is doing app trios. We can't even get app pairs over here. It's mind-numbing. And it's absolutely what Google does all the time. And this is why we have such frustrations on this channel. That's why I write the articles I do for Android Police. I run over last week about going into their troubles with the A series. That gets a lot of feedback and a lot of attention. Why? Because people, if they take the blinders off and they're not completely just fanboys for any particular brand, if you look at the Google objectively and what they do with Pixel, none of it ever makes any sense. And that includes the Fold. I'm not even going to go back into the Tensor 2 stuff because we've beaten that to death. That was a mistake. Then you have a situation where you're going to get bits and pieces of Gemini Nano if you do. Circle to Search is on here. It works just fine. No issues with that. So that's something that you could take advantage of. And there's a Magic Compose on here, I believe, and Magic Editor. So you get some of the features trickle down now to the Pixel Fold. But this is a premium device. $1,200, I think, on sale right now. $1,300. Link will be in the description. But I caution you. I mention that just in case you're going to get one anyway. But I caution you on this device, because I don't feel like Google's going to fulfill the software experience destiny that we could have had. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, what does the Microsoft Surface Duo series of devices give you? Well, nice landscape. So you can have a nice wide display for multiple apps. It's great. So instead of just having app pairs or opening up two apps at the same time, which you have to pull teeth to do on the Pixel Fold because you don't have app pairs, you should be able to pull up an app on the left side of the display, and have still an OS experience here on the right. Or you could pull up an app drawer, you could do something like that and open up another app like you can on the Microsoft Surface Duo. If I'm done with the app over here, swipe that one away, but this one stays open. Those are things that this type of landscape, that this type of form factor give you, allow you to do. You don't give us this landscape-heavy environment without leaning into software solutions that take advantage of that. Otherwise, that's just a wasted opportunity. You could give us all the Android L stuff you want. You could give us the taskbar, which is nice. You could give us all the rest of it. But unless you give us a reason to have this form factor, it doesn't make sense. Then you go back to the beginning of the Pixel Fold's existence when they refused to do the app stretching. It took us pulling teeth to get that. At first, they wanted to say, well, that's on the developers. Developers should be giving you the apps, should be stretching their apps. Even though they sat there and watched Instagram not have an iPad app for like a decade and a half. But that they're going to turn around for your Pixel Fold, and you're going to turn around for Pixel tablets and make apps that fit the aspect ratio. Are you sleeping? McFly, hello? That wasn't going to happen. So it's just one frustration after the next, and then you got a large display, and when you try to use it as just a singular display, then you got the crease because of the fold, and you got other things here, and it's frustrating because the expectations were high. This hardware is fantastic. Still, to open and close it, it feels like one of the most premium folds that I've used. The close is amazing. I love the compact form factor of it. It does remind me of my BlackBerry Passport. I love the wider outer display. It makes it incredible to go ahead and use all day long without having to open it. So I could do WhatsApp. I could type comfortably. I can enjoy scrolls. I could read emails. I could do things on the outer display and not feel hamstrung. But if you're going to have an outer display experience that's this good, you have to give me something different on the inside that entices me to open it, which is the point of having a fold. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. People like this device. That's fine. You're going to get you get the Google extras, you got the updates and all the rest of it. That's fine. But my thing is this. If you want to sit here and say you enjoy it and that's fine, good. I'm glad you got your money's worth out of the device because it was very expensive for what it turned out to be. But I want you after a year to sit back, look at what you have and say, and honestly ask yourself, am I satisfied? Or could this have been a much better experience than what it turned out to be? And I will say this, and I hope I'm wrong, because I got one here. Paid my money for it. I have one of these devices. I didn't get this from Team Pixel. Okay? I say this as a user. I say this as someone who opened up their wallet for this thing. I hope that after a year or two that they come out of the woodwork and update this device and give us some things. But I tell you that innovation on an old product is not Google's forte. They're allergic to it. So what you have today, you better be happy with, and you better hope that you could live with it. Certainly if you're buying one today for $1,300, but I still think it's expensive, look at what you have right now and say, you know what, am I okay with it like this or am I not? Because if you're not, then I wouldn't pick one of these up. So, missed opportunities, frustration, hardware that didn't quite live up to the software experience, kind of some fumbles and different problems there. So to me, this is absolutely the perfect Google device. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.